Beautiful rising, y'all. We getting it together. Getting it together, y'all, for your daily guidance. Get into the energy, the inner me. Hope y'all are having a beautiful morning, y'all. Y'all know I wake up in good spirits, child. Just got out of my hour-long spiritual bath, my morning bath. All right, and I hope y'all are doing amazing. All right, let me look. I gotta moisturize, child. We gotta moisturize. Can't be on here, right? Not moisturize. Let me adjust the camera, y'all. I hope y'all are having an amazing morning, y'all. Let me get my other phone up so I can see comments and all of that good stuff. Y'all, today we got a lot going on astrologically, child, but you might end up being in your feelings now. I'm just gonna tell you right off, y'all. All right, because with today's astrological transits, child, woo, it's a lot of emotions, y'all. It's called a cosmic roller coaster, child. All right, a cosmic roller coaster. All right, so early this morning, y'all, at 5:10, all right, the moon square Venus in Pisces, y'all. Somebody, you could have had some off the chain dreams, is what I'm hearing, okay? Because that Pisces energy is about dreaming, y'all. My son is a Pisces. His birthday is Sunday on the 1st. He will be 19. All right, I call him my miracle baby, y'all. That's the one that had all those heart surgeries. All right, that's my $1 million baby. He had $1 million worth of surgery, child, before he was 5. All right, so Pisces are very, very intuitive, very sensitive. Like my son is very sensitive, very empathic. All right, so with that moon square Venus and Pisces, your dreams are becoming much more vivid. All right, but that could also cause emotional friction as well. All right, if your heart and head are out of sync, right? So this is about making sure that your head and your heart, all right, are in sync so that you can clearly hear the information. You know how, guys, we say, okay, well, it's the communication portal, right? Communication. And a lot of times you feel like that communication can be coming from someone outside of yourself, right? So that could be, you know, a loved one communicating, your children, your spouse, your partner. But the communication, y'all, always comes from the universe first. Remember that, right? Before your person, your children, whatever, even the job opportunity, right? Before you can actually receive the communication, it always comes from God first, from the universe first. So that's why you have to listen. When you get that communication from God, what is usually affirmation or confirmation, right? Then you hear it in the natural, y'all. So a lot of times when I say communication transits, I don't want y'all to think, well, my person ain't saying nothing. I haven't heard from this job. I haven't heard it. You got to hear from God first, y'all. I'm the messenger, right? But you the magician. Stop playing, y'all. I'm over here talking. The card done flipped out. I wasn't even trying to flip it out, y'all. This is the magician. Girl, stop playing. It says magician of moi. That's you, girl. That says magic to manifest, right? So when you understand, y'all, this is the number 7. Y'all know I'm a life path 7. All right. This is spirituality. So literally, as I'm over here just talking to y'all, right? God is saying, hey, you have the ability right here. You have the ability, y'all. 21 views, right? 777, right? So you got to understand, y'all. The power is in you to manifest what it is that you want. And the communication comes from the divine first. All right. So as we're talking, y'all, all right, at 11:33, all right, this morning, the moon will square Mercury still in Pisces, y'all, still in Pisces. So this is when communication can get scrambled. And be clear, y'all, we are in retrograde, right? So be careful when you read text messages, y'all. Read the message twice, child, okay? If you need to read it twice, y'all, before sending it, because you don't want to make a mistake, right? Because this is big love declaration. So let me tell you, y'all, if you feel this urge to go fire off this long ass text message to your divine masculine or your divine feminine or your child, right? Or your boss child, double check the message, y'all. Don't, because the energy is sensitive, right? So sometimes you may feel this energetic pull to do something, right? But maybe you don't need to be doing that, right? So I always say, listen, right? Because let me tell you, if you supposed to send a message, then ask God, hey, am I supposed to send this communication? And then if I am, send me a clear sign. Y'all, one time I was thinking I wanted to send my king something and I wasn't sure. And it wasn't a love message. It was actually about a vision, right, that God gave me about one of his damn friends, right? And I was like, God, I don't want to send this damn message. This man gonna think I'm crazy, y'all. And then I said, well, God, if I'm supposed to send this message, you need to send me a clear sign. Y'all, I looked down in the parking lot because I was at my condo. Why was it two carnations, two red like the flowers, y'all, like beautiful red carnations on the concrete in an X position like this? I said, what the hell? Y'all, it was nobody around. Nobody had pulled into my complex. I had been sitting outside, y'all, on the patio. And I looked and it was two damn flowers. I said, okay, damn God, this is a yes. Right? So you got to understand, y'all, when you want something, ask God. But then say, send me a clear sign before I send this message. Shit, some stuff you can't make up. It was so bad, y'all. I sent him the thing. I said, look, I asked God if I should send you this, and God showed me these flowers down here on this cement. So here's this message. Right? Somebody, you healing. I love it, y'all. Healing. These two just fell out. And they both say what? Wounded mother, wounded child. Don't play today, y'all. Do not play today, y'all. Stop playing. Wounded child, but wounded mother, right? So a lot of times when we cannot manifest into our life, right, as the magician, it's because of the inner wounds, right, that will not allow us to communicate, y'all. Stop playing. It's a lot of times you want to say certain things to certain people in your life, right? But let me tell you, depending on how your mother received communication from you, sometimes your father, right? Depending on how they reacted when you communicated, a lot of times you won't say anything because you fear a response, but that fear has nothing to do with the person that you're trying to communicate with, right? The fear could be because when you used to say stuff to your mama, she would cut you off or she would misunderstand you. If you used to say stuff to your daddy, he would just walk away and not hear you, right? So a lot of times what we have to understand is the way we communicate or the fear of communication is because it was never received well when we was children. Y'all stop playing. Let me plug in my phone, y'all. All right. So we have to understand, y'all, even with this energy today, right, it's still about your emotions, right? So read that text message twice before you send it. Now, in this afternoon, about 1:51, hey, you know we love our angel numbers, y'all. 151. 1 is new beginnings. 5 is change. Well, guess what? The moon will sextile Chiron in Aries, child. That is a what? Healing window. Wounded mother, wounded child. Wounded mother, wounded child. I got 27 people watching and 12 thumbs up. If you enjoy the content, then make sure you tap the screen. All right. Now you can send the gifts, y'all. We appreciate gifts in these parts. All right. So at 1:51, y'all, a healing window opens. This is the perfect time to apologize and find common ground so that you can mend any recent rifts in compassion and all of those things, y'all. Right. Wounded mother, wounded child, right? So today's energy is a lot of healing. All right, so at 6 p.m., all right, that's when the moon is going to trine Mars in Aquarius. This is a potent energy shift, y'all. Potent, right? Because it's going to give you confidence, clarity, and courage, right? That's crazy. See, God be doing that thing, y'all. When I was sitting in the tub this morning, in my morning bath, y'all, I always journal and I always title my journal, right? And I just title it whatever I hear. I literally titled my journal and I just pulled up the astrology before I started my live, y'all. And I put clarity, communication though, right? So even in the transits, y'all, it's confidence, clarity, and the courage, right? To clearly communicate, y'all. See, this is your moment to speak your truth and take decisive actions, y'all, in love. Right? In love, whoever you feel that with, right? This could be a friend. This could be, again, your family or your loved one. But that is what the energy, right? Astrology is conducive of today. Now, can you have conversations whenever? Hell yeah, right? But do you want to do it when the transits support it? Absolutely, y'all, because then the energy is supporting the conversation and now you get the results. All right, y'all, let's clarify. All right, I'm over here sipping on coffee, y'all. Let me know what y'all sipping on. All right, hot tea, coffee. Somebody, you drinking a latte. I heard chai. All right, somebody, you drinking chai tea. All right, y'all. So let's see what's going on. All right. Oh, one thing, y'all, don't start new commitments today either. All right. Instead, reflect on what patterns you are ready to release. All right. So today is not the day to start any new commitments because you need to be reflecting, right? See, when the energy is in Pisces, which is that dreamy energy, right? It can also bring about fogs. So you want to make sure that you're not really committing to anything today, but reflect, right? So if you have a conversation with somebody, reflect on that conversation, right? Intake the information and then reflect. You ain't got to commit today. All right, because the energy, y'all, 1111, I just saw on the timer, is conducive, right, to communication. But because we are in that Aries energy, the passion, right? You don't want to push forward too early. Receive the communication. And whether that communication is from a person or from God, right? Direct downloads. Do not do anything, y'all. Just allow it. I'm hearing reflection, right? Just reflect on it, right? Because sometimes it's about patterns, right? See, sometimes you've been waiting on communication to come forward so much so that you already have like an answer, right? Like this is somebody, I'm picturing you waiting on somebody to communicate, but you done already drafted a response, child, and you ain't even got the communication yet, right? That's not present living, right? That's not being present, right? Because if the communication comes in and you already had a response drafted, then that means that response was drafted out of past energy, y'all, not present energy. Let's get one more and then I'm going to clarify. All right, so we got the Magician, magic to manifest. All right, yeah, Blue Angel Healer. What did I say, y'all? Healing of the throat chakra, though. See, blue is throat chakra energy. What's taking place in the collective, y'all, is a healing of throat chakra, which governs communication. 22 could be significant. I got 18, 19, and 7. July 19th, July 18th, July 22nd. Any of those could be significant. At the bottom of the deck is shadow work, y'all, represented by the number 39. Everybody got to do their shadow work. Everybody got to do their shadow work, y'all. So now as you're beginning to understand that you have, right, the magic to manifest whatever it is that you desire for yourself, now it's about the shadow work. And a lot of this seems to be coming from this wounded mother, right, energy where you had to learn to love, right? You had to learn how to love yourself. See, somebody, you had to overcome a lot of difficulties, right, in your childhood, right? This is childhood difficulties. And because you had to overcome these childhood difficulties, you understand that a lot of times, y'all, this stuff was created in the womb. All right. So let me tell you, somebody, you over here like, well, my childhood wasn't that difficult. Maybe it wasn't, but you don't know what was taking place around your mother in your womb. Right? Let's say that your mama was abused the whole time she was pregnant. By the time she had you, she was no longer in that situation. The wounding could have already taken place, y'all. Why? In the womb. See, your mother that's the gestational period, y'all. That's the gestational period. What takes place in your mother's energy while you are in the womb can absolutely impact you. So all of these people be like, well, I had a great childhood. I don't understand. You don't know what happened before your ass came to this earth. Some of this stuff is generational wounding. Right? So just because you had this great childhood and now all of a sudden your whole life falling apart, perhaps you're clearing out karma, y'all, from other lifetimes, right? So you have to understanding the woundings may not be woundings of 2 days ago or woundings of 10 years ago. This stuff could have been thousands of years ago. And somebody, you could be overcoming the challenges of the things that your mother would not break. Generational curses. So if your mother was somebody who was an overgiver, self-sacrificer, sometimes, y'all, it doesn't make you that way. Sometimes it makes you the complete opposite way. Now you shut down and you're selfish. And the reason you're selfish is because your mother or the family dynamic you grew up in made you so overgiving or pulled it out of you to the point where you grew up and you weren't giving to nobody. You said, fuck no, I ain't having children. I don't want to give to nobody. I am going to live a selfish life. And it's not a bad thing, y'all. Like living a life that most would consider selfish isn't a bad thing, but it still was created or formed out of woundings, y'all. People who be like, I ain't never having kids. It's because they weren't mothered properly, y'all. It's because they never had a desire to have children because they don't know what nurturing and unconditional love looks like, y'all. Because let me tell you, lovers, mothers, feminine energy, you are a natural nurturer. Stop playing. You are a natural nurturer. You got organs, y'all, to produce children because that is the natural inclination of a woman. But when you grow up and you don't want to have children, it's because you didn't receive the nurturing and caring environment that you felt like you needed, and then you feel like you cannot give it to a child because you didn't have it. Now, that ain't the case. You need to go to therapy. However, we respect people's choices, right? So I respect the choice of people who don't want to have children because they knew that they grew up in some toxic environment and they didn't want to pass that on. But I do say heal that shit. All right? What's the magic to manifest? All right, what is the magic to manifest? Always make a decision out of a healed state of mind, not out of a trauma, y'all. Right? Do not make decisions based on trauma. If you make that same decision when you healed, then go for that shit, y'all. 33 people watching, 16 thumbs up. If you watching and you appreciate the content, give it a thumbs up. If not, click off. All right, let's see, y'all. We got honoring your energy. All right, honor your energy today, y'all. All right, this is you. See, you have the magic to manifest. But let me tell you, y'all, when you manifesting, you burning a lot of energy. Child, you ain't even had to go to the gym, girl. You transmuting so much energy that the weight is dropping off, child, because you're transmuting the energy. See, when you have the magic to manifest, right, that's a lot of energy that you're processing on a daily basis, y'all. So somebody you're learning how to honor your energy. So what does that mean? If you gotta rest, you gotta rest. Like I've been saying that, y'all. I've been taking naps during the middle of the day for like the last couple of days, and I'm like, why am I so tired? Well, you gotta understand, y'all, as we've entered into this lunar eclipse energy, right? This Aries energy is fire energy. And if you're someone like me who you bring information to the collective, or you're just a true alchemist in all forms, then you're burning a lot of energy. So you have to be able to replenish that energy. So yeah, you may be tired during the day, y'all. Lay down and rest when you can, right? Get up in the morning and take spiritual baths so that you can start your day replenished. Why? Because you burn energy at night too, y'all. Stop playing, right? The lucid dreams, right? I dream at night and I don't even remember half the time what I dream, y'all, until I get certain downloads during the day and I be like, dang, I dreamt that. So you don't even understand how much energy you burn overnight. Right? So you got to understand, you always, y'all, always, it's like a filter, right? I'm seeing a filter, like a pool filter, right? And you filtering information, y'all, even in your sleep. So you wake up and you already receive half of the information from the day in your sleep, girl. All right. So somebody, what's this wounded mother energy? All right, what's wounded mother? All right, we got integration. I love it. What we talking about, y'all? I told y'all I don't read cards. Cards read me. What did I just say? You are the filter, y'all. And what you're doing is you're integrating all of the lessons that you've learned because your mother didn't teach you, or because you the generational curse breaker and you had to overcome the difficulty. And now all you doing right now, y'all, there are no more lessons to learn. That's not what the collective energy is. See, the collective energy at this time is the energy of integrating, y'all, all of the lessons that 2025 taught us. Every shedding of the snake mentality and every person that you had to see in 2025, now you integrating them lessons, y'all, because you ain't gonna never go through that again. Right? You ain't never gonna have to see the difficulties, y'all, and the things that were exposed in 2025 was so that you ain't ever gotta face it again. So right now, what you doing? Integrating, y'all. It's called integration. When you learn the lesson, how you move forward shows the integration. It means you've learned the material, y'all. So like when you studying for a test, right? And you go past that test, it means that you integrated or you learned, right? Whatever that test was supposed to teach you, y'all. So somebody now you're integrating or you have integrated whatever the test or whatever this is that you were learning from this wounded mother energy. And it had everything to do with what? Learning how to love yourself. right? You learn how to love yourself out of whatever this difficulty is. What's wounded child overcoming difficulty? What's wounded child? Somebody, you spend a lot of time alone. Like you spend a lot of time alone, and you preferred it that way though, right? Maybe the environment was chaotic, or maybe you just like being by yourself. But somebody, the years of 18, 19, and even 22 could be significant. What's overcoming difficulty? I don't want all of them. We'll take this one. All right. It says, yes, girl, stop playing. That thing say new day. Hello, y'all. New day, y'all. This is the number 11 card. See, when you align, every day is a new day, right? You could have had a difficult day yesterday, right? And it's still a new day today. And let me tell you, y'all, like yesterday was weird as hell, y'all. You know, I'm over here dealing with one of my clients, y'all, and my damn client called talking about their damn bank account was frozen. And I'm like, what the hell? Right? And I'm like, okay, right, what I gotta do? I need to pay bills, right? I'm the CFO for this client. And I'm like, what the hell you mean? And it ended up being some mistake with the IRS or something, right? But I'm over here like, damn, I could have let my whole day panic. But what am I supposed to do about that, y'all? So like I told the client, okay, look, we gotta get the letter. We gotta figure out what's going on. But we can't be panicking about this, right? You understand that you control the energy of the day. By panicking, all you doing now is upsetting your energy. All of this, what can you do about it, y'all? Nothing. So when you realize that there is nothing you can do about it, what do you learn how to do? Pivot, right? You learn how to pivot, right? Because every minute, y'all, is a new minute. Just like every new day is a new day. Hell, every minute is a new minute. Yes, that took place in your life. Now, what can you do about it? If you can't do nothing about it right now, then why is you panicking? Because what can you do? So now you sit in this energy of anxious anxiety, or you're panicking about something that you can't do nothing about it right now. So how are you going to pivot, right? So if you can't solve the problem right now, then what can you do to mitigate the circumstances? Y'all, somebody, you a lawyer? Y'all know I got a BS in criminal justice investigations, child, right? Somebody, you had to mitigate the circumstances, right? Because we know what circumstances are, y'all, temporary, right? When we get on the phone with the IRS today and figure out whatever, then that shit gonna be released, y'all. But you gotta understand, if you panic in that one day, now you've created multiple problems because you exacerbated the circumstances of something that you can't do nothing right now anyway. That's a message for somebody. All right. Today's a new day. So maybe yesterday you couldn't do anything about it, right? See, you can't do nothing about your childhood, y'all. But today is a new day. So every time you blame the fact that you didn't have a mama that pushed you so you didn't go to college. I didn't have a father that was there for me, so I chose wrong men, right? My mama was crazy, so I chose crazy women, right? Whatever it is, it does not matter, because every day you wake up, you choose better. All right. I got 32 people watching, only 19 likes. If you can give the video a thumbs up, that'd be great. All right. So today's a new day, y'all. And what you do with it is on you. All right. What is this blue angelic healer? All right. What's blue angelic healer? Ooh, all right. Come on, y'all. Changes. Beautiful. Beautiful, y'all. So now things are going to change in your life because you've overcome the difficulties of whatever the past is, y'all. Changes represented by the number 29. Somebody, you could be 29 years old. November 29th could be significant. All right. But this is you understanding that you are the blue angelic healer, right? It's through how you, right? All of this blue energy, y'all. All right, blue is throat chakra. When you become this blue angelic healer, how you speak to yourself becomes healing. The reason that people use affirmations, y'all, is because the more you affirm yourself, you cancel out all of the negative energy that other people spoke over you, right? See, affirmations is filling in all of the void areas and canceling out all of the negativity. You may not have been told how great and wonderful you are, but that does not mean that you're not great and wonderful, right? You may not have been told by your parents how beautiful you are, but that does not mean you're not beautiful, right? You could have been in a marriage for 30, 20, 15, 10 years, y'all, and this person never told you that they appreciated you, but that does not mean that you are not appreciated. Even if you ain't appreciated by their asses, y'all, that does not mean that you are not appreciated. And see, a lot of times, y'all, we looking for appreciation to come from a certain individual when appreciation comes from God. Some people will never appreciate you, y'all. Never. Because they don't have the ability to. Because they don't appreciate themselves, y'all. All right, so let's get into the energy oracle deck, y'all. See what else you need to know on today, y'all. All right, tonight on TikTok, y'all, Wind Down Wednesday, y'all. We're going to sit on the sofa, child, and have a conversation. All right, tonight's conversation on TikTok live, y'all, at 7 p.m. All right, we're going to channel a little music. We're going to see what comes out, see what we talking about, y'all. All right, but I'm going to do it at 7 o'clock tonight, all right? So if y'all follow me on TikTok, the live tonight will be a Wind Down Wednesday, all right, at 7 p.m. on TikTok. All right, y'all, let's get into the energy. Let's see what else we need to know. All right, what else? All right. All right, what else does the collective need to know? Ooh, all right, coming out, y'all, your third chakra. All right, third chakra, y'all. This is your solar plexus. So something's taking place, y'all. We just talked about that. Confidence, y'all. That is the energy, right? The solar plexus governs your confidence. And we just said, y'all, today's the communication energy is about your confidence, and your confidence brings you clarity and courage. Let me tell you something, y'all. When you're confident, oh, you have tough conversations. Y'all know me. I ain't got no problem having a tough conversation because I'm confident, right? Even at your job, y'all, if you're delivering information or you're delivering a presentation, aren't you better, right? Or you deliver it better when you do it with confidence, right? Because you believe in yourself, y'all. So you can have tough communications when you believe in yourself. When you don't believe in yourself, you don't even want to have the conversation because you don't have the confidence maybe in your delivery, right? Maybe in the outcome, right? But whatever it is, y'all, it's still about your confidence, y'all, to do whatever it is that you need to do or whatever it is that your spirit is pushing you to do. So it's something about your confidence, right? You're wanting to have some type of conversation. Yeah, girl, adore the spirit at the bottom of the deck. And it's like God is giving you the opportunity, y'all. Like I'm telling you, y'all, I don't know what this communication is, but it's heavy in the energy, y'all, where even spirit, right, is giving you with the door open the opportunity, right, to communicate. This could be a prayer, right? This could be something that you're manifesting, y'all, because the first card out was about you manifesting what it is that you desire. Thank you, Shannon. All right. Thank you. So whatever this is, you're manifesting for yourself, y'all. The world. Somebody say, I just want it all. Right? I just want it all, y'all. The world. Like somebody, maybe you're manifesting the ending of a cycle in your life, right? Maybe you're manifesting some type of communication that's going to close the cycle. We're going to clarify this with the tarot. But there is definitely something where once you get this confidence up, right, there is going to end some type of cycle and you're going to move forward, right? That's the world, y'all. That's the ending of whatever it is that you've been manifesting, but it's coming through your confidence. All right. What's the world? Temple path, y'all. I can't make it up. Everything is leading you directly to where you need to go, y'all. Your temple path, right? It's like the path is right here, y'all. See all of this? This is orbits of light that are guiding you along the path, y'all. Right? This is the number 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 3 is creativity, creation, Empress energy, right? The temple path. And you got lights, y'all, to show you how to get there. Who is that? God. Your intuition, your divine guidance, right? So it's like God is leading you in the direction that you need to go. And the damn path is right there, y'all. But somebody, you got to be able to see it. And then there is going to be a completion, right? Oh, girl, you overthinking, child. I got the thinking woman. All right. You overthinking something. Yeah, indecision is behind that, y'all. All right. What is this energy, y'all? Let's go to the tarot, y'all. All right. Let's go to the tarot. I think I want to use my light seers. I ain't used this one in a minute. All right, y'all. All right, if y'all tuning in, tap the screen, y'all. Give the video a thumbs up. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed. I am the Lady Empath 1111, y'all. I do these morning guidance messages every morning about 7:15. Based on whatever the astrological transits are. I also usually try to post 2 love readings a day on my channel. And I do have a light workers channel, y'all. That is Queen of Queens Light Workers. I posted a light worker message yesterday, and I will be posting another one today. I'm getting more content out on that channel as well. And then y'all know my TikTok be rocking, y'all. You know these YouTube streaks be a little dry, but my TikTok be rocking, y'all. All right, we got Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. All right, what's taking place? What is this thinking woman? What is the thinking woman for my divine feminine? All right. Oh, damn. 6 of Swords. All right. So somebody, you ready to make a transition. You ready to move away. All right. This could be about moving, right? Moving your house, moving your location, or just getting away from a circumstance that you could be in at this time. Now, let me tell you, damn it. Now, here we go with the Emperor and the damn Devil, y'all. Y'all damn kings and the 5 of Cups. Y'all know it every time, y'all. Every time we get about 30 minutes into the reading, it be all you. And then them jokers come right out, y'all. Here we go. All right, divine feminine. Somebody, you feel like maybe you're obsessing over your union. This is an emperor, y'all. So I don't channel peasants. This is a whole emperor. So there could be a divine feminine where you feeling like now this shit's a little obsessive and you not with it no more, right? Like 5 of Cups, the Devil to the Emperor. See, the thing about the devil, y'all, the devil isn't good or bad. The devil is just obsessive energy, right? So there is something obsessive now with the Emperor where you just over here like, what the hell we got? 5 of Cups. So somebody, I don't know. This could be something pulling on your divine masculine. We finna clarify it, but you definitely in the 5 of Cups. Why is the Emperor and the Devil here? All right, why is the Emperor and the Devil? Oh, shit, y'all, the Lovers. I can't make it up, y'all. The Lovers. All right, somebody, you like, okay, sir, you got to make a decision. Somebody, you want someone to make a decision, y'all. Gemini energy, Aries energy with the Emperor here. All right, Devil is Capricorn energy. Somebody, you and your feelings, y'all, 5 of Cups. And I told you, y'all, with this moon, right? Moon squaring Venus in Pisces, y'all. Yeah. You and your feelings, y'all. But that's what that Venus energy is. See, Venus is that, y'all, the Knight of Cups is still at the bottom. Okay, somebody, you want, damn, y'all, the Page of Cups. Somebody, we in feelings today, y'all. Oh, somebody, you definitely got a lot of Pisces in your chart, or you a water sign child. Somebody is in their feelings today. You want to know what the hell we got going on. Is this joker heart open? Do we got an offer? Like, what is going on? Something's going on, y'all. Yeah, something, you and your feelings, child. We got the Knight of Cups, the Page of Cups. Yep, Queen of Wands. All right. You could be a fire sign, or you feeling, right, the energy of just wanting balance in this union, y'all. See, I got the Queen of Wands to Justice, right? So there's something that you know you manifesting, y'all. Why? Because manifestation was the first card out here, y'all, right? Magician of moi. So you over here like, well, damn, I'm the magician of my life. I healed, y'all. Like somebody, you over here like, I've done the healing work. I'm the angelic healer. I've addressed my mother wounds. I've done all of my work. What the hell is going on with my king? That's what somebody, you say, what the hell is going on with my king? All right, y'all. Well, honestly, I feel like somebody's heart is opening, right? With the Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, and the Emperor. This is somebody who something has been pulling on them, y'all. Why is the Devil here? Why is the Devil here? I feel like somebody is literally trying to figure out what they want to do. Yeah, somebody is being pulled, y'all. See, the 6 of Cups just came out in literally the struggle position. Somebody is being pulled to come towards you in a past life connection, but they're also being pulled by their past. And that's why the Devil is here. See, the Devil with the Emperor, somebody is struggling to make a choice, y'all, the Lovers, and what it is that they want to offer you, Knight of Cups. But somebody's heart is opening, y'all. 5 of Wands and the Sun is at the bottom of the deck, y'all. Somebody is fighting to see, right, how to balance their life with the wheel and what they can do in this union, y'all. Somebody fighting for this, though. Whoever your king is, they're not giving up. They are fighting for whatever this is. Let's continue to clarify, y'all. Beautiful rising, y'all. Hey, Queen of her castle. Hey, love. Hey, Dominique. All right, y'all. Let's see. What is this energy? All right. Ace of Swords is in the reverse. Oh, Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. What the hell? Did I turn my deck over? Nope, y'all. But the Chariot is here, y'all. All right. These two both popped out in the reverse. All right. So this is a message, y'all. Your divine masculine needed to gain clarity about their financial abilities to be in this union. See, somebody wasn't clear if they could provide, y'all. Ace of Pentacles is in the reverse with the Ace of Swords in the reverse. Somebody just wasn't clear if they had the financial stability or maybe emotional stability. But all of this is about stability, right? They didn't have the clarity they needed, y'all. But the Chariot is here and the damn High Priestess is at the bottom of the deck. So somebody, you already know this. Let me tell you, y'all, when you dealing with a king, a real divine masculine, and they money funny, they ain't trying to come in towards you because they're not trying to be a responsibility, right? They're not trying to be a liability, right? A real king wants to be able to provide for himself and you if necessary. But if you a queen, you don't need him to provide for you. But he's going to want to make sure that he can if the opportunity is there. Somebody, whoever this is, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords in reverse, they needed more clarity, y'all, about what the stability or the foundation of this union could be. They didn't want to be empty-handed. Yeah, queen, you got to see something from a new perspective. I just posted this on my threads, y'all. Follow me on threads, y'all. The Lady Empath 1111 on threads and TikTok, right? You got to change your perspective. I just said this last night on threads. Nothing changes in your union until your perspective changes, divine feminine. Nothing, y'all. You go through the whole twin flame journey. Why? Because I'm in union. Hello. And ain't shit change in the 3D reality until my perspective change. My king work, y'all. That joker works 7 days a week. Sometimes 8, 9, 10 hours, right? And he's building the stability of a kingdom, y'all, of a kingdom. These kings want to be able to take you on trips, y'all. They want to be able to do things, and they ain't trying to have you to pay for that shit, y'all. Them be peasants. And you be over here telling, well, no, I got it. I can pay for it. Ain't no real king finna let you do that, y'all. So you have to understand, it's your perspective about the union that has to change before they change. Because usually, y'all, the lessons they learning, it's about their 3D world. It's about their family. It's about their friends. It's about their ego. It's 3D lessons that they have to learn. You got to learn spiritual lessons. And spiritual lessons has everything to do with what? Your perspective. Spiritual lessons are God lessons, y'all. And it starts with your intuition and your perspective. So let me tell you, if that man over there working and you talking, he probably laying up, he probably cheating on me, then you ain't ever going to be in union, because that's stupid unless you with a peasant. And if you think that, then call his ass on FaceTime and see. And if he don't answer, then he probably is a peasant, y'all. Because my king ain't not answered my phone call, y'all. So you got to realize, if you want to know something, pick up the phone, y'all. Because a lot of times y'all be booking readers on stuff that if you asked him, your ass wouldn't be confused. I can read the energy all day, but I can guarantee you when you pick up that phone, he going to bring you clarity if he a real king. All right, the hangman is here. So somebody, you have to change your perspective. Damn, y'all, that car flew way over there. Hold on. Girl, stop playing. Death and rebirth. And it flew halfway across the damn room, y'all. See, somebody, you have a divine masculine who's going through their death and rebirth. And what they're learning is that they don't want to come towards you empty-handed and without clarity. Clarity, y'all. See, with the Ace of Swords in reverse, somebody hasn't even communicated to you clearly what it is that they want, but they didn't know what they wanted, y'all. If that man can't tell you he want to get married because he don't know if he want to get married, if he can't tell you he want a life partnership, or if he want to move in together, it ain't because he playing games. It's because he don't know what he want, y'all. And they don't know what they want until they do what? Go through the death and rebirth, y'all. The death and the rebirth brings them clarity. You be trying to get information and communication from somebody that ain't even gone through a death and rebirth yet. They don't know what they want with you because they don't know what they want with themselves. You got to let them figure it out. And they go within, right? They go within. 757, y'all. 7 is spirituality. 5 is change. You can't change nobody, but God can. Stop playing. You can't change nobody, y'all, but God can. Here you are over here in the 4 of Cups, but you supposed to be working anyway, y'all. See, you supposed to be working anyway. You over here talking about, I'm bored, I want to go to dinner. Go to work on whatever God telling you to do. Go write. Go make some candles, right? Go journal that shit out. Go do some readings. Go to yoga, right? Go do something that you can do when your ass is over here bored, talking about when he coming, when he gonna offer me the cup, where he at, where he at. Instead of you holding on for Pentacles, you got to do what? Pursue your own passions. Stop playing. Right? Instead of you worrying about what he got going on, right? You over here need to take out the trash your damn self, right? Maybe you need to be clearing out karmic old relationships, cleaning out your closet, right? Maybe you need to prepare the space for him. Maybe you need to be blocking old exes, right? Maybe you need to be cord cutting and doing shit on your own, because all of this is still your spiritual path. Page of Wands, right? All of this is your spiritual path. And the less you worry about them, the quicker union is, y'all. I told you, Me and my king ain't never been in separation because I wasn't worried about his ass. I was doing what God was telling me to do. He been over there doing what God tell him to do. And we be cool as the fuck, y'all, because nobody is trying to control an outcome. The only time me and my king began to bump heads is because I kept saying, well, love, if you want to do this in 2 years, if you want to do this in 3 years, and he over here talking about, damn, right? Because now they feel the pressure of time. And what they do not want to feel is the pressure of time, right? Because nobody should feel the pressure of time, y'all. We live in divine timing. God add years of your life. What you think, you gonna die tomorrow? No. Right? So God adds time to your life. If you worry about your biological clock, then go freeze your eggs, y'all. We live in a 3D reality. Right? And the 3D reality is that, yeah, you may want to have kids. Yeah, you may be up in age, right? But let's be clear. Freeze your eggs. Do something about it in the present moment, but you ain't got to add pressure to them, y'all. That's crazy because now I'm picturing Quad and King on Married to Medicine, y'all. And I'm thinking, girl, this man ain't even married to you. And I'm going to tell you, if that storyline is real, because y'all know that shit be made up, but if that storyline is real and they were doing infertility and you ain't even married to this man and this man is doing this for you, then that is a motherfucking king. And you over here mad because y'all done invested all of this damn money and the shit ain't taken. This man is doing shit that ain't no peasant about to do. This man ain't finna do IVF and all of this shit with you trying to have a damn baby and your ass over here getting on him about eating out your damn plate. Sorry, y'all. I was watching Married to Medicine and she chewing this man out because he dipped his thing. And I'm like, girl, this man trying to have a whole baby with you. Get over yourself. All right, that's a message for somebody. You got to understand who real kings are, y'all. Yeah, and sometimes you have to make decisions, right? Because maybe the deception ain't on them, y'all. 2 of swords, 7 of swords. Sometimes you in your head, y'all, and that's where the deception comes from. And now you feel like they doing everything in the world in the background when really maybe they aren't, y'all. Not if they a real king. Not if they a peasant, they doing all of that. They got third parties, they cheating on you, they done made babies, they done all of that. But I only speak to kings because this is Queen of Kings tarot, right? We don't do no peasantry shit. So sometimes as a divine feminine, you have to make difficult decisions for yourself if you feel like there is deception, y'all. Which is what? Communicate. Because this a motherfucking king. What did I tell y'all? King of Pentacles. This man is working on his pentacles, y'all. So whoever your divine masculine is, take that shit how it resonates, right? This is a king of pentacles. So they're not trying to come in empty-handed. And a lot of times what we supposed to be doing is examining our shadow work at the bottom of this deck over here, which says what? Examine your motivations. What's your motivation for rushing him? Right? What's your motivation for wanting him to come in right now? Right? Because are there not things that you're working on? My life's so damn busy, y'all, that I ain't got time to worry about what my king doing. But let's be clear. His life's so damn busy, he ain't worried about what I'm doing. And at that point, you give each other space to grow. And you don't grow apart. You grow together. Right? It's like y'all be scared to give people room to grow because y'all gonna grow apart. Well, let me tell you, if you grow apart, they were never meant to be with you. Right? Anyone who is meant to go with you, they grow with you. All right, 47 people watching, 33 likes. Can you give the video a like if you're enjoying the content? All right, so somebody, you're realizing that while they working on what they working on, you over here working on your shadow work, y'all, and examining your motivations. Why? Because you got friends, y'all. Somebody, if your man is your only friend, then you got another issue. Because he should not be your only support. You should have a soul tribe. And as the life of a chosen, it might not be a bunch of them, but you should have at least 2, y'all. You should have at least 2 that you can go to at any time. And if you sitting in your house talking about, well, I ain't got nobody but him, then that's something that you need to examine, because your man ain't your soul tribe and your man ain't your support system. He is your king. He is your king, y'all. He ain't your girlfriend. He got shit that he need to do in this world in order to secure an inheritance for you and your children, or y'all children, or y'all legacy. He can't be sitting over here on the phone with you talking about, well, what's going on now, babe? Well, what's going on? Well, why are you lonely? Why are you depressed? Fuck no. Kings don't do that shit. Go get some friends. Woo, child. Go get some friends, child. Yeah. Somebody, you under judgment, queens. This ain't about your king today, y'all. Your king back there working on his money and building a legacy for you, y'all. You under judgment, divine feminine, because God has given you so much information, downloads, communication, ideas, y'all, that will give you worldwide recognition, y'all. Six of Wands. You got stuff in your body, y'all, that is going to get you worldwide recognition. You got books that you can be writing, y'all. You got songs that you could be writing. You got poetry. You got kids that you need to be speaking life into, right? You have things that you need to be recognized for on your own. And that is the journey of a chosen one. So I be telling y'all, if you want to be on the twin flame journey so you can find your boo thing, then that ain't what the twin flame journey is, y'all. And it's so commercialized that I laugh at it. Because now angel numbers are everywhere, right? Meg Thee Stallion and some damn video 222, right? You got angel numbers, Chris Brown. Well, let me be clear. Maybe these people are finding spirituality, or maybe it's the commercialization of what we doing in the spiritual community. Either way, we getting the recognition, y'all. I tell people, y'all, the devil will use people to bless you. And I heard Truly Divinely Sent. I love her, by the way, y'all. Truly Divinely Sent. She be on her shit, right? And I was listening to her yesterday, and she was saying how it's being commercialized, right? Our spiritual gifts, angel numbers, all of that is being commercialized. And it is, y'all. But let's be clear. God will use the devil to bless you, right? So they can put their angel numbers on everything they want. All they're doing is drawing attention to the real truth seekers. All right. So let me tell you, divine feminine, instead of you worrying about what the hell he got going on, you need to be receiving your downloads and your ideas, because when this shit go mainstream, you gonna be in the spotlight. That's a message for somebody who is a reader, who is an alchemist, who are damn in their spiritual gifts, y'all. And when you realize that, you ain't worried about him. You trying to be like this on your own. And they appreciate that. They want to see you in that spotlight. They want to see you winning. They want to see you win, y'all. Your king does not become a king until you are the queen. And when you are the queen, they see you doing this, y'all. They see you winning. I told you my king went and got a big ass tattoo on his side. That shit say king. And I say, there you go. Why? Because I'm the one start calling him king. I'm the one called the king forth. When he realized that he was a motherfucking king, that joker went and got that shit tattooed on his side. Why? Because the king came forward. Who calls the king, y'all? The queen. Stop playing. You call the king out of your divine masculine, y'all. You call the king forth. All right? We finna get... Why? Y'all, why? Because you the queen. Stop playing, y'all. King and queen of motherfucking pentacles. Do not play with me. And who... Let me tell you, y'all. Let me tell you. It's y'all's strength to fight for what it is that y'all desire together. Y'all fight it out together, y'all. Right? You do it as the king and queen of pentacles, and you do it together. It's your strength and your ability to fight for what it is that you want. I got 85, so I'm going to be born at 85. 58 is out here as well, right? But this is the king and queen of pentacles. You know who you are, queen, and you know what's taking place in your life. Somebody working, y'all. I don't make it up. 7 of Pentacles. Somebody is working and they putting in the investment to roots, y'all. See, it's the roots. It's the foundation of what it is that you desire with your person. Somebody planting roots, y'all. For the 4 of Wands. I got to get out of here. I got to take my baby to school, y'all. I'm talking about it, y'all. 7 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands. Somebody putting in the work, y'all, but they putting it in for y'all together, right? Understand what y'all kings doing, y'all. Y'all, the King of Cups is behind that. Don't be hurt, queen. 3 of Swords, right? You don't have to worry about this man hurting you. This man will protect your heart. This man know that you done been through some stuff, y'all. When your king comes along, he already know what you've been through, y'all. He's the King of Cups. What is that? He's intuitive. He see it in your eyes. You've been hurt. He ain't got to promise you marriage, because the only reason you want marriage is because you don't want to be hurt. The only reason you want to know what y'all doing is because you don't want to be hurt. But let's be clear. You know what you was doing with them other jokers, and they still hurt you, right? So you over here wanting him to promise you the world when he ain't got to promise you nothing. Why? Because he going to show you if you give him time. He will show you if you give him time. But this is someone who is emotionally sensitive, so they know you've been hurt. So they damn sure ain't trying to be the one to hurt you again. All right, y'all. Damn, King of Swords and the Sun. All right, somebody is healing, y'all. All right, somebody is healing. Let me get you guys some advice for today, y'all. I hope y'all have a beautiful day. Meet me tonight at Wind Down Wednesday on TikTok at 7. All right, 7 Eastern time. I'll be doing Wind Down Wednesday. All right, on TikTok. All right, let's get into your advice for today. All right, advice for today. Hey, Sydney. Hola. All right, we got take responsibility for your choices, Queen. What did I tell you? That's that damn Two of Swords. All right, take responsibility today, y'all, for your choices. You the magician, y'all. The very first card that came out is the magician. Take responsibility, y'all. This is your life to live, so own it. All right, own it. It says check in with your body. We talked about that earlier, y'all. We processing a lot of energy, so rest. It's 8:08. 8 is manifestation, y'all. 0 is the void place. That's God, right? You processing a lot of energy, so make sure you rest today, y'all. All right, and release any tension that you are carrying. All right. Oh, collective advice. All right. Stop pushing against what is. Somebody, your union is. This is. This is somebody union that is. This ain't no separation. This ain't no. This is, y'all. And you got to stop pushing against it with your mind, right? Stop pushing against what is. Align with it and move on. When you align with your twin flame journey, y'all, you move on. What is that? Your perspective. We're not in separation. He working to get it together so that we can come together in the 3D natural and then make things consistent. That's all that's taking place, y'all. Now, if you think all that other stuff taking place, then that might not be your person. If your person had a baby, moved in and done all that, that ain't your fucking person. If they are a true divine masculine, they just in the background working on their shit. Simple. They just working on it. All right, what's the last advice, y'all? Do something kind. Beautiful. Do something kind today, y'all. It says for someone without any expectation. Do something kind today, y'all. All right? I love it. All right, y'all. I'm getting ready to get out of here. Everything you need to know is on my website, y'all. The Lady Empath 1111.com. I do love coaching. I do life coaching. I do love coaching, life coaching. I'm a twin flame coach, right? I'm in union. I've done this shit. I done been through the false twin flame. I done been through the narcissistic ex-husband child. And now I'm in union with my king. This has been a journey, y'all, but a beautiful journey. All right. If you missed the workshop, you can still purchase the manual. So I created a twin flame journal, right? If you feel like you're on the journey, purchase the journal on my website. It gives you daily information about your journey. It gives you questions and prompts so that you can ask yourself about yourself. The journey, y'all, is the journey to self. And when you find yourself, you magnetize in, y'all, your divine counterpart. But it starts with you first. All right. So purchase the journal or schedule your life coaching session or your live reading on my website, y'all, the Lady Empath 1111.com. Love and light, y'all. Have a beautiful day. All right. I will be on TikTok tonight. I will be back here in the morning at 7:15. Love and light, y'all. The Lady Empath 1111. Thank you, Sydney. Thank you, Rita, best moderator around. Sydney, if you want your husband back, align with what it is that you want. If he's healed, he'll come back, right? But you got to do the work first. You magnetize in who you are. All right, Sydney? So when you become who you need him to be, then he will come back. But you got to be that first. So if you need financial stability, if you need to love on yourself, if you need to pour into yourself, do that. You magnetize in who you are. Now, if he cannot align with who you are, then he can't come back, love. That's God, right? That's God. If somebody cannot align with who you are becoming, then they cannot be with you. So a lot of times we want people back who are unaligned. And let me tell you though, when you fulfill your own needs and you become the person God needs you to be, you might not want him back, love. Heal first, do the work. And guess what? God will tell you if y'all gonna come back together. All right. Thank you, y'all. That's a message for you, Sydney. I hope you're still on, love. Let me know, Sydney, if you were still on to hear that message. If not, hopefully you'll catch it on the recap, child. All right, y'all, I'm getting out of here. Have an amazing day, y'all. I love it. Thank you, Sydney. Yep, focus on you 100%. And that man will come back if he's meant to be. Because when you focus on you, he should focus on you. And if he don't, it just simply means that he's not ready. He's unaligned. Let's just say that. And alignment starts within. All right, y'all. Have a beautiful day.